Hello, class. My name is David Chappelle, and this is the story of my river. As the stream left the mountain, I was introduced to community service through an organization called Jack and Jill of America. They instilled in me a desire to learn about my community, help my community, and learn about my culture. And I believe that stream turned into a river after I left law school in 2009. So I was in law school in 2009 in Georgia at a school called John Marshall, and I ended up leaving due to a severe mental illness that overcame me. And after I left law school, one of my classmates came and talked to me and said, "Well, what do you want to do after law school? What are you going to do with your life?" I said, "I really want to get back to my community and get involved in nonprofit work." So he introduced me to a man named Lawrence who was starting up a nonprofit in Georgia, outside of Atlanta. And so I worked with him for a few months, and I realized that this is something I could do, something I wanted to do. So, I ended up leaving Georgia due to my illness getting worse and came back to California. And so that's kind of where my life was at. And I feel like, at that point in my life, I feel like I was kind of at ground zero. Like I didn't have much purpose or knew what I wanted to do with my life. Like I had this degree from ASU. I didn't really know what to do with it. So I was kind of lost. And one day after a particularly bad episode with my illness, I kind of like woke up and said, I want to write a novel. I want to write a novel about what I've experienced over the past year and a half, and kind of incorporate that into scripture, into biblical characters, and make it into a very unique fictional work. It's called Age of the Great Prophets. You can find it on Amazon if you want to read it. So um, after I wrote the novel, I got into grad school at San Jose State, and then um, I still wanted to start a nonprofit. So I knew that what I did with my own novel. So what I did with my own novel is that it taught me how to kind of find healing and purpose through my characters, because my characters had the same illnesses that I did. So I wanted to teach that technique to children. So I started a nonprofit that teaches children grades 4 to 12 how to write their own fiction or nonfiction books. Currently, we have 44 kids in the program. 30 are writing a family history project, nonfiction, and 14 are writing a fictional works. So that is kind of where my river has taken me from start to finish. And I applied to ASU and got in because I wanted to learn how to run the nonprofit more successfully and more proficiently. And that is how I ended up at ASU. It's kind of like the journey from, I started my college collegiate career at ASU in 2003, and I'm coming back full circle 15 years later to come back to ASU as a Sun Devil once again. And what was the last question? Sorry, hold on. I hope the river takes me to building my nonprofit literary legacies into an internationally famous and successful nonprofit one day. And if you want to learn more about my nonprofit, it's www.literarylegacies.org, and that's where you can learn more about my nonprofit. If you want to learn more about me, you can go to www.authordavidchappelle.com. All right, thank you for watching this, and I hope to have a great session with everybody. All right, thank you. Bye.